Hello, I'm Louise Traherne. I'm secretary. I'm one of the directors of the DCBN and also own Helpful Home cleaning company based just outside Manchester. So today I'm going to talk to you about this spreadsheet to look at costs and work out what you make per hour. It's not an official document, but it will give you some really useful information. But before I start, it comes with a warning. When you fill this in, these will be your figures. No one else will see it. It will give you an idea of your costs and what you actually make, but some of you will be surprised and may not like what you see, but you can look at the data and do something about it. You can make informed decisions at the end of this, but I do know some of you will be quite upset with what you actually see. So I've pre-filled in this document with some of my ballpark costs. I've got to say I have an awful lot of stuff and a much bigger business, so the numbers that I filled in were roughly, give or take, right for when I started this 10 years ago, and I've adjusted them to what I think it should be. You need to fill this in with your own data. So the spreadsheet that you get will be completely blank. So I'm going to start going through this. Oh, if you can see, I'm going to start going through this and explain how I filled it in to make it easier for you. So the cost of my vacuum. So let's say I buy a Henry Hoover. It costs me £120 and I expect it to last 3 years. So that would be £40 a year. My mop system, not including heads. So let's say I use a mop and bucket and I have 2 of those. Each one costs me £15. So it might cost me £30 a year. Business insurance, I've put £80. Yours might be more, might be less. Carrying equipment, so a lot of you use trolleys, suitcases, whatever you use. I've said I've spent £20 on this. Printed advertising, well, I only got myself business cards. So let's say that cost me, I went to Vista Print, let's say I went to £20 for the year. Website development, so I did most of this myself. Let's say I did this on GoDaddy and it cost me again £150. I've divided the cost by 3 years, so I'm going to say £50 a year. Some of you might not have websites, in which case leave it blank. Home printer, I've got a home printer, but I don't expect the business to contribute any money towards it. I had it anyway, so I'm not going to enter any data in there. I did buy myself, really proud, bought myself a laptop. It cost me £400. So I've divided that by 3 years and I've put about £130. It would be 133, but I've kept it rounded to 130. Work uniform, so I've got a tunic, I've got a logoed up top, that cost me about £40. Tunic cost me about 30. I get through a couple of pairs of leggings, so I'm expecting to spend a rough estimate of £100 a year on work clothes. Vehicle contribution. So do I expect my business to pay towards my vehicle? Well, I've said no, I'm a new business. I'm not going to contribute any money towards the vehicle. I had it anyway. Accountant, I'm going to do all my own end of year accounts. You might be paying for an accountant. Professional membership, so you should be paying for membership to the DCBN to be getting ongoing documents. Basic membership is £10 a month, so £120 a year. You might be paying for the Federation of Small Businesses or others. Legal costs, if you're paying for DCBN membership, you shouldn't need legal costs towards contract creation because you can just copy the templates, but you might have other legal costs involved. Now let's look at time I spent on activities. So how long do I spend cleaning? So I spend 25 hours a week. I clean for 5 hours a day. How long does it take me to travel? Well, it takes me roughly about 15 minutes, let's say, for each clean. And then, I do quotes as well. So I'm spending about 4 hours a week traveling. Now that's really small because I concentrate all my work in a really small area. So be honest about how long you're spending traveling. Quoting. So I do about 3 quotes a week. I'm a bit of a chatterbox, so it takes me about 3 hours a quote, which is embarrassing to admit. Promotion, how long do I spend on Facebook, social media, or creating my website? Probably way too long. I've put 6 hours. I might take that down. It's a bit embarrassing. So I'm going to go down to 4 hours. Accounts, I only spend 1 hour a week on accounts. I'm quite lucky. Washing equipment, so time to load or unload my washing machines or clean the vacuum. Well, I have to do it every day. I spend about 10 minutes. So I've put 1 hour. It might be a bit longer. Purchasing equipment, so yeah, every week I have to go and I buy myself new toilet, what they call toilet cleaners, new everything. Spend about 1 hour a week. Washing. So I wash all my cloths. I wash them every single day. So number of washes per week. I do 5 washes a week. And on average, it costs 20p. Don't change anything in white, only change the green boxes. Drying per week. So if I use a tumble dryer, I do 5. If you hang it on the line, don't worry. But let's say I use a tumble dryer. 5. So that cost me £4. Going back up to here, telephone. So this is now monthly costs. So if you can see here, it's monthly costs, which is calculated at 4.34 weeks per month. So I've got a SIM-only deal, and it actually only cost me £7. Actually, it still only costs me £7 now. Mop heads, I buy 2 a month, and each one costs me £5. So I'm spending £10 a month on mop heads. Cloths, each cloth costs me £1, and let's say I buy 10 new cloths a month. Disposable wipes, I don't use any of those currently after coronavirus. We might be changing that one. Toilet cleaner, I get through a bottle a week, so each bottle's about £1, so £5. I put £5 a month. Bathroom cleaner, again, a bottle a week. I'm spending £5 a month. Multi-purpose cleaner, a bottle a week, £5 a month. Glass cleaner, I probably don't get through 5 bottles of that. I probably get through 2 bottles of that. Laundry powder is quite hard to calculate because I don't quite know how much of that I use. So I've said £3 a month I'm spending on that. It could be more. Maybe I'll put £4 a month. Cream cleaner or degreaser, I'm getting through about 2.5 bottles of each of those. So I put £5 a month. Toothbrushes, sponge, toilet brush, others. So all scrubbing items, I probably spend about £10 a month on those. And vacuum bags, if I've got a Henry, they're not too expensive. They're about 80p a bag. I've put 5 bags, especially if I'm having to change them more if there's dogs and things. Mold spray or lime scale remover, it costs me about £6 a bottle. I probably get through 1 bottle of that a month, let's say, but I don't use lime scale remover because we don't need it near Manchester. Oven cleaning products, I'm not using any others. Let's say you might be using loads of others. Take your time to think about that. Website costs, so hosting, maintenance or SEO, I'm spending £10 a month on that. Monthly home printing costs, so I didn't contribute towards the printer, but I still have to pay £5 towards ink or paper. I don't do a lot of printing. Planning, do I have ZenMaid or Jobber or any software? No, I'm using Google Calendar and Excel. Fuel, yeah, so I'm spending about £20 a week on fuel. So I probably spend a bit more than that, if I'm honest. I put £100. I don't entirely know, but that seems to be a pretty accurate guess. I'm not using public transport. Accountancy, so I'm not got QuickBooks or Xero or anything else. Car contribution costs, so I haven't contributed towards the cost of my car, but I think it's only fair the business pays for insurance. So my insurance is about £600 a year, so that's £50 a month. So I've said I want to contribute £40 a month, so my business should pay towards my car insurance. Banking costs, so I don't have a paid account or anything. I'm a new business, so I'm not got any banking costs. Monthly advertising costs, so AdWords, Facebook ads, leaflet delivery, I'm not doing that. I'm only small. Okay, so down here is the important bit, all in red down here. It's not going to become true until I put in how much I charge. So I'm charging £12 an hour. That means I've got an annual turnover of £15,000. My costs are £3,546. So I'm making 11 grand profit. So I'm making £8.81 an hour. What's minimum wage just changed to? I think it's come out to about that, hasn't it? About £8.72. So I'm making about 10p more than minimum wage. But when I include all the hours I work, not just the ones I charge for, so my hours traveling, quoting, promoting, I'm making £5.64 an hour. That's not so great. That's not great at all. Tell you what, why don't I charge a bit more? So I'm going to charge £15 an hour. So I'm now going to make £18,000. My costs have stayed the same. I'm going to make £15,204 profit. My hourly rate has gone up to £11.70 if I round that up. And I'm still not making minimum wage when you look at all the hours I'm working, but it's a bit better. Do I have a viable business? Probably not. But these are real facts and figures. This is how much you'll be making. I'm working 39 hours a week. have a play around with the figures and see what you come up with. So once you've filled all that in, you may or may not like the results you see, but this is what I meant when I said you can make an informed decision. So I know, having looked at all of this, and I've run through this with at least 10 different companies, and the feedback from all of them is they've been quite shocked at what they spent on certain things. So if I look at my data here, and I was quite efficient when I filled this in actually, I probably spend the same now with 35 members of staff as I did filling this in, because I'm using concentrated chemicals, which work out a lot cheaper. So actually, you know, my chemicals are now 35 times cheaper than they were. So start looking at using concentrates. My travel costs. So my travel costs, when I find them in here, I'm spending £100 a month on fuel. Now that's really, really little. A lot of you will be having higher fuel costs than that. Maybe you need to look at reducing the areas that you're covering, because you are spending a lot in fuel. Product costs, travel costs. What I want to say to you is, all through this, all of your costs, this might be the first time you're really looking at it going, oh, that's quite high. Actually, why am I paying £400 a month for my website or whatever? This is where the DCBN group chat comes in, because once we start talking about it, you can start coming up with ideas and where and how you can reduce costs. I really, really hope this starts some discussions. You can look at your own figures and then go, okay, who knows more about this and can help me with it? Best of luck, and I really hope you enjoy it.